You call this one, he said, I'm not feeling fine. This one, I'm not. I said, what is going on? The whole thing was like, well, I thank God that took control. Towards that October ending, my brother-in-law he came back from work. He told the wife that I'm having stomachache. The wife said, what happened? Haven't you eaten and all those stuff? The thing, they just was now trying to, okay, just drink water, maybe you eat. But they discovered that it was not something like that. It grew worse. At the time, they had to rush him to the hospital. They went to that one didn't take him. They took him to another place. They admitted him there. They started treatment. It was subsiding a little to subside and continue. After a while, they discharged him. 2 days after, they have to rush him back to the hospital again. It was then that we are now wondering what is really going on. They said it's ulcer. I said, what kind of ulcer is this that doesn't respond to treatment? He was there. They were administering drugs and taking scan and everything. But he was not improving. Everything, he discovered that he was just depreciating day by day. It got to a time that we said this is no more normal. Even as it was going on, my nephew too, he came back from school. Just a day after, he was just having running stomach. He was vomiting and having running stomach. And it was happening towards the night. The thing continued that at the time he's becoming weak. They had to rush him to the hospital, trying to stabilize him. My brother-in-law was also in a critical condition that we don't know what is really going on. I called daddy and mommy. I said, mommy, please start praying. I don't understand. Whenever good thing is happening, the devil wants to bring a bad news too. Two things cannot be happening at a time. We want good news, and that is the only thing we want, and that is the only thing we are praying for. The prayer continued. I called Pastor Uche, I called people that please pray. My brother-in-law was, at the time, we have to take him away from that hospital, take him to a general hospital. On getting there, they run scan, do everything. They said they have his appendix ruptured in his stomach. Thank God they didn't tell us, because had even they told us, maybe it would have been a different thing. Immediately they had to take him to the theater, operated him. I called mommy, I called daddy, please. They are taking him to the theater to operate on him. We are all just praying. Everybody was just tensed up. This one is still not stabilized. This person is still not good, getting better. We are just like, I don't know. Everybody lost appetite. It was just like, as you're waking up in the morning, you are afraid. I don't want to hear bad news. As I'm waking up, I'm just telling God, I don't want bad news. I don't want to hear anything negative. Negative news will not be heard from our camp. And the God was just working. The operation was successful. He came out. 2 days after, we were expecting him to pass gas. He hasn't passed gas. My nephew was stabilized and is getting better. He hasn't passed gas. 3 days. Everybody was now worried that what is really going on. People were not praying. I called daddy, I called mommy, please continue praying. We don't want to lose him. He's the only son of his mother and his father. We don't want to lose him. At a time, they have to open him up again. They pass pipe. They do this. They do that. I cried. I said, God, I use Brother Sunday here as a point. I said, God, I saw him. I saw when his condition wasn't that things was like, will he survive it? I use it as a prayer point. God, if you can heal him, you can heal my brother-in-law. If you can deliver him, you can deliver my brother-in-law. At the time, my sister will come and go. At the time, she started crying. And I told her, don't cry, have faith. He will survive it. You will not bury your husband. He said, I don't want to bury him. That now, he can't even talk. If you open his mouth, he will start having hiccups. Serious hiccups. His stomach started swelling up. And I said, what kind of a thing is it? I prayed, everybody was praying, daddy was praying, mommy was praying, Pastor Uche. My family, everybody was tensed up. Every activity was put on a hold. Let's say this situation must respond to change. My senior brother called us. He said, we should remember what our father told us when he was alive. He told us that he has passed through situations like this, that before men is hopeless. There is nothing that can be done about it. But he has faith in God that whenever we have situations in this form, that we should remember that he has not showed us another God. It's only this living God he has showed us, that we should put our whole trust in him. That was how my brother, senior brother, told us. Every one of us, we hold God firm. You know, at a time, you will not be having that fear. What if? And I said, I don't want that what if. What I want is that he will survive it and he will make it. And he's a minister of God in his own church. And everybody was praying. Thank God, Daddy called him. I gave Daddy, my mommy, my sister's number to call him. So Daddy and mommy called him. I think the third day, going to the fourth